Dear friends, welcome. I'm very thankful for you to find time tonight and to be here with us. As I said earlier, we are going to have two meditations tonight, one for breathing and one for chakras. But first, I'd like to say some words about meditation, what it is, and to give you some information for you to understand what's going on during meditation. There are many people asking how to meditate correctly, why they have problems with meditation and many other whys. But very few people ask, what is the purpose of it? What for? How to make the meditation to happen? How to make ourselves really feel and know what we are? First of all, I'd like to say that there is such thing as Kriya. Why are we talking about Kriya, not Raja Yoga? Why we don't do meditation related to prana yoga? Why we meditate dealing with Kriya? There is a universal law which is not connected to any religion or our aspects of life, but this law appeared when our Creator created this world, separating it from Himself. And today we see how this law acts, because the system that we call universe vibrates and exists. We know there is a Creator who is the foundation of our life, of this universe, of all other worlds, and He is with us. How come? How does it happen? Through vibration, being unique and being separated from His own self, He became manifested in material aspects, and He expressed Himself as the whole universe. We say that our universe is our mother. This is the initial Shakti, the energy that is the creative power, and it gives us life. It is the basis of our existence. We live through this, and this energy is inseparable from the aspect of universality. It is a part of the power that manifested itself. They say that this is spirit when we speak about religion. As for the science, it's a transcendental power, and today we need to really and truly master this power. Of course, we have to understand what we need this for. Any person and any living being, starting from the most simple organisms and up to human beings, they all want three important aspects of life. The first one, as I see it, is that if we speak about human beings, they want to live forever. The second aspect is that people want to enjoy their lives, and we want to achieve it for ourselves through very different means. We always look for something pleasant, tasty, something good. That's our pleasures. And the third aspect, which I believe is the most important one, is the principle of self-understanding, of self-existence. When we say that we exist, when we say I am, we can truly say it only in one case, when we really understand what we are. Without self-understanding, there is no one who can enjoy his life. And there is no principle of immortality without it. Today, yoga which is not a science related to our usual scientists, the social manifestations of science. It is still the science of higher level, of the universal level. And being a holy science, yoga manifests itself in us directly. The physical temple of our body contains absolutely all types of energies, and it is the whole universe. Our body is a star temple, if you can say so. It contains all planets, all features, all attributes, the elements of devas and gods, the elements of hierarchy exists in us. And you can understand how it manifests itself in us through meditation, when you eventually obtain knowledge without any intermediaries. Today, there are many data which is not confirmed and not really first-hand experienced. Many people say that they became enlightened and they start giving advices. However, although I cannot see you, but I can sense you, when we talk about it, I suggest that we do the following. I will share my first-hand experience, I will share my knowledge, and I suggest that you, yourself, come to what you're looking for when you try to achieve your high goal. You should have and gain your own experience. You shouldn't take just something that I know from me, but you should develop this knowledge for yourselves. If I want something, I really want you to have personal experience. And through this experience, you should feel with your heart, not understand through your brain, but feel with your heart what this unlimited power is, how it expresses itself, how it manifests itself in life, how we can control everything that is related to our life. I'm not speaking about our social life, I'm speaking about your spiritual part mostly, because everything that happens in our life is for your best interest. Many people ask, what is happening now? What is going to come out of it? I can give you an answer. It will be the total enlightenment, and you should have no doubts about it. But some will obtain enlightenment earlier, some later. It all depends on your concentration. People are currently undergoing very serious changes in their mental plane. The mental, the astral, emotional plane starts developing, and it affects your physical plane. When you focus on spiritual practice, on co-creation, you will be able to control your energies, your mental level, and control what has to be controlled. And this mad monkey of our brain, jumping all over the place, that's a well-known example. It should be calmed down and controlled. In fact, you can catch this monkey, put it just beside you, and teach it how to do things that you need, not just to do what this monkey wants. This is the aspect of meditation. Being a holy science, Kriya, the manifestation of God, expressed itself in such a way that it became easily accessible, easily understandable. And although it is simple, it's not really simple. As Sai Baba says, meditation is easy. So Kriya is relatively easy system, provided that you love what you do. When you really understand and feel that you need this. Of course, if you love it, you need it. Kriya is the universal knowledge that allows you to understand how to do what you have to do and to achieve the condition when the divine power is inside you. How to achieve calmness that is present everywhere. How to rejoice, which is far away from simple emotions. It's somewhere deep inside us. And I should mention that we have very huge part of this universal joy. And it is always with us. It never goes away. If you really love yourselves, at least so much as to understand the notion of love, this feeling of love that you say that you love, then you should start with yourself. So, Kriya is action. Action that is performed with absolute understanding. And one action that you perform affects all levels of your consciousness. We have at least 6 levels that we work with, and the 7th level, or the first one, is Atman. This is the condition of super mind, space mind, which knows everything, and it is universal. It doesn't need to be bothered to work with it. What's interesting is you are always in this state, but to grasp it is very difficult because we don't apply transformation science. We don't apply the scientific method of concentration. However, Kriya is knowledge that allows you to understand how to apply this science and to apply the scientific method of concentration. I will explain you why you should do this. Kriya is the manifestation of universal and unchanging principle of universe. It is not a religious way, but all confessions use it. Everything that you do, everything that you love, you can bring it up to perfection, and you should actually do that. We should always strive to perfect whatever we do. And yoga is the universal method, which is not only connected to the positions of your body or some strange poses that you strike. Yoga is the unification of everything. When you pour some tea for yourself, you are united with yourself and with all the elements. You are in the process. You focus on what you do, and this is a very simple, everyday manifestation of yoga. When you go somewhere, your consciousness and superconsciousness are always active. And your mind allows to think about anything. So you are doing everything without really understanding it. And in this state, you don't live your life, you lose it. When you lose life, time flies very quickly. And very many masters, coaches speak about trying to be here and now. What should you do to be here and now? We should learn how to love. We say that we need to learn to feel things. We speak a lot about what we need, but we never speak about how to learn love, how to learn meditate, how to learn to focus, And Kriya is all about how to do this. What is the correct way? How to feel and do everything correctly. And today, our lecture is dedicated to meditation. And like I said, you have to focus, to learn to focus, to be successful. This concentration is needed to be able to enter the meditation. You have to learn to focus on what you're working with. There are several levels of meditation, several areas. You can meditate for emptiness, or you can meditate on an object that you merge with. And I'd like to say a few words about the aspects of meditation that you have to achieve. This is because we have programmed ourselves, our brain. We are programmed, we are hypnotized. The whole world is based on symbols. For instance, if you remember from your childhood, when you only learned how to walk, your loving parents used to give you some instructions to inspire you. They tried to persuade you that it's not scary. Your parent could tell you, don't be afraid, you won't fall down. And it's just one little example of what's happening to you during your life. You get the huge amount of information that is remaining in your brain, and you start seeing things that are happening. You start believing in what interferes with your life. If you have some beliefs, a child starting from 6 or 7 years old starts living his life, all his life, using the beliefs implemented in him through his parents, his grandparents, his friends. And it is very important for you now to learn how to reprogram yourself. When you really do the yoga of high path, which is not only related to hatha, you learn yoga which allows you to stop changes happening in your life, in your body, and in your consciousness. To understand these simple things, you should understand what we are. We're speaking about meditation, which is a separate part of yoga. I'm going to speak tonight about 3 levels of consciousness. Common consciousness, our intellect, our subconsciousness or unconsciousness, this is your subconscious mind, and superconsciousness, which is space or universal or divine mind. In our regular life, common people only use their brain or their intellect, which can be more or less developed. But on average, we use our mind to only limited degree. Our mind does the major amount of work, but our intellect only controls very few processes. That's because mind is always busy with other things. Without understanding one thing, it jumps over to another thing. This happens every day, and yoga which is called the Yoga of High Path, is working with all planes, but it starts working with mental plane first. And we mostly focus on the mental plane, which is the huge power. When we pay more attention to it, we become able to control everything else and to achieve the result.